I have with me Nikki Hall. I've known Nikki and her husband Brad for many years. I don't want to count anymore because I didn't even know today was Friday, Nikki. I woke up thinking it's like Thursday. And my wife says, no, it's Friday. You know, being in quarantine, right, Nikki, you kind of almost lose time, depth, perception. You're kind of all over the place, right?
Definitely.
And for you, how's it working for you, Nikki, being in quarantine?
You know, I'm doing okay with it just because I can work from home without, you know, having any issues. But I miss the networking. I miss really being able to bond with my clients and people like you, Kevin. I miss you, definitely, and your wife.
Oh, thank you. Nikki is a big networker. That's why I like Nikki. And I wanted to interview Nikki today on the show because Nikki on Legends, we interview people that have radical stories, adventures, journeys, books. They've got a side hustle. They've got entrepreneurship in their blood. They're serial entrepreneurs, and you're one of them. Because I know you have a day job. All of us have day jobs because that funds our lives, obviously. Again, my channel, I really wanted to bring the highlight of not really the unsung heroes, but just people like me and you that have had great lives and want to share our story, maybe even share our business ideas and our concepts. And you have one that I'm finding, I've known about it for a long time that you've had it, Nikki, but all of a sudden now I find I need it. How interesting is that, hey?
Definitely. Well, and that's why I do it too, because I needed it at one time and just realized that it could really have value to business owners for one, but just everyday people.
Okay, so here's the secret, guys. Right now, Nikki's going to take us to a presentation. It's not a sales pitch. This is something that she's showing you and showing me at the same time of what she offers, only because I need a vessel, I need a tool to protect my brand, me being an ambassador, me being out in the field, right? Nikki as a professional selling real estate. Mm-hmm. I need some kind of legal support and advice. And so that's why I'm looking at tapping into Shield, because that's going to help protect me and my business. But that's how I make money, Nikki, is my business. And I need to have the right tools and systems in place to protect that business. And Nikki, is there a cost to it?
Yes, there is a cost, but it's very minimal.
But of course, there's a cost to doing business, right, Nikki? That's just obvious. Nothing is free, Nikki.
Well, when you compare the cost versus paying for an attorney, it's, you know, like 1 hour of an attorney's time, you get a whole year's worth of service.
Here's an example. So I know an attorney. My brother's father-in-law. I'm talking like, I'm going back 15 years, Nikki. I'm going back time. He's worth way more than that right now. Back then, he was charging almost $700 an hour. Back then. Now he's big time now. He's untouchable now. What I'm just trying to say, back then, that's how, so, you know, it makes a lot of sense. Do you mind if we get into this, Nikki?
Sure.
Awesome.
That'd be great.
Hey, it's all on you. Perfect. Nikki's in charge, guys. Blondie's in charge.
That's scary.
Yeah. Brad's out running errands for Nikki. Brad knows who the boss is, Nikki.
Yes. Kind of.
Okay. Exactly. Kind of. You're both boss. I'm teasing. I like to have fun, Nikki.
Well, this is me. In case you don't know who I am.
Absolutely, Nikki.
One of the great
I like the branding, Nikki. I like the branding.
You know, and the CEO of our company actually used to work with Microsoft. He's the one that put Netflix on Xbox and changed the way people watch movies today. Wow. And so he's the one that brought us our app. But really, nowadays, if something's easy to use, you'll use it. And so this way you can access attorneys, get your rights, ask those questions that will help you have a better business decision. And so it makes it easy.
Absolutely.
So in general, I'll mention quickly, this is stuff that we cover on an unlimited basis. This is for the family, and then I'll talk briefly about what we do for business owners also. But personal legal advice, unlimited number of issues. So it can be a real estate issue, tax law issue, any type of law. 24/7 emergency access for covered situations. That would be like, maybe someone stole your identity, now you're being arrested for something you didn't do.
Got it.
You can get an attorney on the phone 24/7, okay?
And Nikki, how often does that happen? Identity theft?
Every day. I mean, if you think of the Equifax breach, that was 150 something million people. That's half of our nation was involved in that breach. And you don't know when they will use your information. It might be 2 years from then. And we're just now hitting that 2-year mark now. So people are seeing a lot more. But you know, things like the tax checks that are going out right now, people are stealing those tax checks too. And so those are issues where sometimes people need an attorney on top of just identity theft monitoring. Right. And so that's why that's important. But letters and calls made on your behalf. You know, we deal with customer service all the time, and they will tell us that they can't do something. So now you can get an attorney letter to, you know, maybe cover your overcharge on your phone bill. Things that you normally would spend hours holding for management through customer service.
Right, absolutely.
You know, so like my husband bought me a case for my phone at I won't name the phone company, but it was the wrong one. So within an hour, he turned around, took it back. They wouldn't take it back.
Wow.
So, you know, one call from our attorney, they offered a refund the very next day.
Got it.
And so, you know, it makes sense, but sometimes they won't do what they should do in the first place.
Okay.
Contracts and documents.
Nikki, I'll edit this out of the video, but can you put me down by like 50% my voice on your side, the audio?
Sure.
Because it's echoing. How about this?
Let me stop screen sharing.
Okay. And then let's just do a quick test before you go back to sharing.
How's that?
Nikki Hall. Oh, much better. Oh, that's okay. Much better. There you go. No more echo. Great. Got this light blaring in my face, so I have to make sure I'm looking good for the camera.
Perfect.
Okay, so start again from the next one. Sorry, Nikki.
Okay, so contracts and documents reviewed. This is something that people always need. People are always buying cars, buying properties, and that's a way where you can make sure that there's nothing hidden in that contract that you're unaware of. And that's something that you can get access to this even though you've already signed a contract. And so really the letters and calls and the unlimited issues of legal advice, that can all be on pre-existing items as well.
Great.
Online legal forms, those we give you some basic forms for free, and then you can have your attorney review it. One of the huge things though with our service is getting your will, living will, and healthcare power of attorney or durable power of attorney for free with our service. And our service is only $24.95 per month, so it's very reasonable.
So Nikki, I get a will drafted up for me because of the service.
Definitely.
Wow, okay. And I mean, it is the real deal. I have nothing to worry about. When I pass away, that is a legitimate document that is held in the Supreme Court. There's no way that you can mess around by cheating the system because of my will document through Shield, Legal Shield.
Yes, it is drawn by an attorney. So it is the same type of will and healthcare power of attorney that you will pay an attorney $300 to $500 for. per person. So you and your spouse or significant other can get those included for free.
Wow.
So another thing that I'll mention, traffic tickets. You know, we don't condone speeding. We don't condone any of that. However, my husband actually got pulled over for driving on the shoulder.
Brad.
We took pictures to show that it looked like a lane and got our $250 back.
Right.
So, you know, sometimes you're not breaking the law, and, you know, you can have an attorney represent you, especially, you know, if you're going to Vegas or somewhere that you don't want to drive back to defend yourself in traffic court. You can now, if it's defensible, send an attorney.
And also, we're gonna make mistakes. That's just nature in life. It doesn't mean we have to be penalized and get a violation or some kind of a fine because we made a simple mistake.
Exactly. And another thing that this brings up is a lot of business owners will have drivers on their behalf. A commercial driver, we have a separate plan for them because that helps to keep the business owner's insurance down when we're able to get those traffic tickets and points off their record.
Okay.
So trial defense, that's originally why I got this service, because being in the real estate industry for 30 years, I ended up being sued personally by 3 people doing loan modifications. And
wow.
So at the time, I didn't have Legal Shield and I had to defend myself, and it was very stressful. So I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. But I was able to get this so that now I know for the future, I won't have to worry about that.
Nikki, how can you defend yourself in court against a judge, against a professional lawyer, against a system that is, it's a whole nother universe? You can't, right? You must have, like you said, you're under stress. I mean, it must have been another almost planet for you, right?
Well, and thankfully, I was able to get them to drop it because I had just lost my job. And so the reason why the company wasn't defending me was because our company was closing down. This was after the 2008 market crash. And so you're correct. Nobody in their right mind would want to defend themselves up against attorneys on behalf of the other side.
And then you were stranded. You even the company you're working for couldn't defend you because they were shutting down. So you were stranded.
Correct. Yeah, I was stranded and I just lost my job. So I definitely did not have $400, $500 an hour minimum to pay an attorney to defend me. So,
and I do know this, that if you do, and I know this for a fact because I've experienced it. The minute you represent yourself in court, you're going to lose. I'm not saying all the time, but you're going to lose because, Nikki, when you have the other person has representation, you are looked upon differently. Even though this is a great country and we have freedom of speech and we have lots of rights, Nikki, at the end of the day, when you're in a professional environment, especially the court system, they have a system. And if you don't abide by that system, you're kind of not really going to get what you want. So at the end of the day, so that's one thing that my wife learned was next time she goes to court, she's getting herself an attorney. Because she actually had the judge even told her she has an amazing case, but she couldn't defend herself correctly.
That's absolutely correct.
I'm telling you right now, Nikki, we think we're amazing human beings. Yes, we are. But don't think you can do everything because you can't. First of all, you cannot sell your home unless you hire a professional. Because you do one thing wrong in a contract, you check the wrong box, or you, out of 14 pages of the contract, you're going to, first of all, you might lose your home. I'm saying might lose your home. You might even get a lien against it because you're not doing it right. You're not hiring experts or professionals in that field to do it for you. Is there a fee to that? Of course there is, Nikki. This is life. You don't go to a job 9 to 5 and work for free. Even if you're a truck driver or if you're a lawnmower or if you're an admin, you know, there's a cost to business. So so those that want to cut corners and dodge the bullet, you're going to make mistakes and it's going to cost you big time more than ever. Luckily for you, it was circumstances because of our economy. Again, those are an anomaly. They're very unique situations.
Oh, definitely. And, you know, if I had to take it to court, I would have had to pay for an attorney at that point. So thankfully, I was able to settle prior to
Was
then.
it a mediation? Was that a mediation that you'd settled?
It didn't even get to that point.
Okay.
Because they realized that they were going to bankrupt me if they had pursued it. And so, you know, thankfully they ended up just pursuing it against the lender and negotiated a you know, agreement or whatnot.
Nice.
But, you know, it really stressed me to the point where I knew that I needed to do something to protect myself and my business, because I knew that I could not rely on the business I worked for to protect me any longer.
Right.
And I think people get to where they feel comfortable, but you never know, especially nowadays too, with what's happening with the unemployment crisis. You know, that's going to have an effect on our economy. And you don't know how your business is going to withstand this. So that's why it's really great to have these extra protections in place.
Oh, yeah. 1 out of 4 Americans is going to be unemployed. So rent's not going to get paid. Mortgages are not going to get paid. Job loss is over 30 million or 33 million right now. That is, Nikki, right now that is.
Mm-hmm.
People have hope. I'm a hopeful person and I believe in America. I also know that you have to believe and trust yourself to make a difference. You can't expect people to do it for you. You have to hold yourself accountable and take care of your own responsibilities. So
that's
something like this, that's why I'm talking to you, Nikki, and I'm taking this very serious because I'm using Legal Shield to protect my business. That's what I'm looking at this for. So that's I'm sharing this. Otherwise, you know, I can't afford a business. I need opportunities. I need some place that covers all of these concerns for me.
Yes, and you know, you as a business owner, you not only want to protect your business, but you want to protect your family and their assets as well.
Right.
And so that's why it's very important to combine the business with your own family coverage, because a lot of times in these lawsuits, they'll sue you personally as well. And so that's why you want to protect that. But,
Welcome
you know,
to California. Welcome to California.
And a lot of what we cover is just everyday stuff. So just having this protection helps you to not worry as much. You don't get messed with because you don't have to sit on the phone to wait for a manager. You know that, hey, if they push me around, I'm just going to contact my attorney and have my attorney deal with you.
Right.
And so it's a great sense of peace knowing that you don't have to argue with people anymore. Nice,
Nikki. Nice.
So that's the great thing. I'll just mention a couple of the other services we include in this, and then that way we can go on to our other coverages. But basic family domestic services, uncontested divorce, separation, annulment, name change, adoption. You know, a lot of times you'll agree with somebody, and why not just get your paperwork covered? You just have to pay the court filing fees, but that saves someone thousands of dollars on that paperwork. IRS personal audit assistance.
Wow,
that saved us $1,000 just having that advice to go into an audit.
Yeah, I know friends that have been audited by the IRS. I didn't think that was actually possible. Mm-hmm. And a friend of mine, he lives in a $1 million home, but you know that's like in Orange County, $1 million home, they're a dime a dozen. And he was audited. I was like, what do you mean you're audited? The IRS actually audited him personally, not his business, him. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it happens. Yeah, it happens. And it was terrible for him. He had a very hard time.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And then anything that I haven't mentioned as being fully covered is covered by a 25% preferred member discount. So, you know, if someone does have a sticky divorce, Well, they can save thousands of dollars with our service just by getting one of our attorneys to represent them for that.
Nice, Nikki.
Let me know how I can help you.
Thank you, Nikki.
Whether it's Legal Shield related or not, I'm definitely here for you and for anyone who knows you.
Thank you, Nikki. It actually makes sense because, Nikki, tens of millions of people will not be able to afford their rent in the next few months. And tens of millions will not be able to afford their mortgage. I'm not talking millions, Nikki. I'm not talking millions. I believe we're in a very difficult time. Thank God we've got a good, strong government right now that's kick ass. But I do believe there's some difficult times around the corner that's going to take a lot of financial funding that we've paid through taxes to the government, that the government's going to have to now reinvest back in us. So something like this makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Nikki.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
You have an awesome day.
Thank you. Cheers, Nikki.